201. Last headword was way, newer type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with our
Okay.
revision. Okay, let me scroll down. Okay, here we go. First question. Okay, so what does the verb to talk mean? What does the verb to talk mean? The verb to talk
The
means
verb
to
to
speak.
talk means to speak.
Greg, do you talk to your friends on your mobile every day? Do you talk to your friends on your mobile every day? Yes or no?
No,
I don't talk
I
to
don't
my friends on my
to my
mobile
friend
every
on
day.
my mobile every day.
Greg, what does the teacher generally do if you start talking to the student next to you during the lesson? What does the teacher generally do if you start talking to the student next to you during the lesson? If I start talking
If
to
I
the
start
student
talking
next
to
to
the
me
student
during the
next
lesson,
to me
the
during
teacher
the lesson,
generally asks me to stop
generally
talking.
ask me to stop talking.
Is it right to say I am talking English? Is it right to say I am talking English? No, it isn't right to
Oh,
say
it is
I
like
am
to say
talking English.
I am
It's wrong.
talking. It's wrong.
What must we say instead? What must we say instead? We must say I'm speaking
Must
English
say
instead.
I'm speaking English instead.
Very good. Can you hear any voices in the next room? Can you hear any voices in the next room? Yes or no?
No,
I can't hear
I
any
can't
voices in the next
hear
room.
anyone in the next room.
Wait, what's the past tense of the verb to do? What's the past tense of the verb to do? The past tense of the
The
verb to
past
do
tense
is did.
of the verb to do is did.
Very good. Okay, how do we form the past tense of regular verbs? How do we form the past tense of regular verbs? We form the past tense
We
of
form past
regular
tense
verbs
of
by
regular
putting the
verbs
letters
by putting
ed
the
at the
letter
end.
ed at the end.
At the end. Very good. Give
At
me at the end. Okay, next.
okay.
Gi- Give me an example. Give me an example, please. For example, walk, walked.
For example,
I
walk, walk.
generally walk to school.
I generally walk
I
to
walked to
school.
school yesterday.
I walked to school yesterday.
Did you watch television last week? Did you watch television last week? Yes, I watched
Yes, I
television
walked
last week.
television
L-
last week.
Did you walk to school yesterday? Did you walk to school yesterday? Yes, I walked to
Yes,
school
I
yesterday.
walked to school yesterday.
What did you use to answer the last question? What did you use to answer the last question? I used my
I
voice
used
to
my
answer the
voice
last
to
question.
answer the last question.
Wait, when did last season end? When did last season end? Last season ended
Last
on the
season
month
ended
of,
on the month of
well, like
uh,
October?
o- yeah,
October,
October.
so
October.
like
Yeah.
the middle, right? And then autumn. Okay. Very good. Did you work last month? Did you work last month? Yes, I worked
Yes,
last month.
I worked last month.
How long did last season last? How long did last season last? Last season lasted about
Last season
three
lasted
months.
3 months.
Very good. Did you live at home with your parents when you were a small child? Did you live at home with your parents when you were a small child? Yes, I lived at
Yes,
home
I
with my
lived
parents when
with
I
my
was
parents
a small
when
child.
I was a small child.
Very good. Did you move any parts of your body during the last lesson? Did you move any parts of your body during the last lesson? Yes, I moved some
I
parts of
moved
my body
some part of
during the
my
last
body
lesson.
to
During the
the,
last lesson.
the last restroom.
Wait, how do we make a negative sentence in the past tense? How do we make a negative sentence in the past tense? We make a negative
We made
sentence
a
in the
negative
past
sentence
tense by
in the past
using the word did
tense. The word did
and the infinitive without to.
in the infinitive and true
Without to.
without true.
Very good. Give me an example. Give me an example, please. I didn't work last
I
Saturday.
didn't work last Saturday.
How do we make a question in the past tense? How do we make a question in the past tense? We make a question in the
We
past
make a
tense
question
by
in the
using the
process
word did
using the verb
and
did
the infinitive
and
without
the
to.
infinitive without to.
Give me an example. Give me an example, please. Did you work last Saturday?
You work last Saturday?
Did I ask you 1,000 questions last lesson? Did I ask you 1,000 questions last lesson? No, you didn't ask
No,
me
you
a
didn't
thousand
ask me
questions
a
last
thousand
lesson.
questions last lesson.
Did last lesson end at 11 p.m.? Did last lesson end at 11 p.m.? No, last
No,
lesson didn't
last
end
lesson
at
didn't
11
end
p.m.
at 11
It
p.m.
ended at,
It ended at
let's say, 8:30 a.m.
8:30 a.m.
Did you talk to anybody in your family last week? Did you talk to anybody in your family last week? Yes or no? I
Yes,
talked
I did.
to
I
somebody,
talked
to
some
somebody in my
to
family last week. Very
to
good.
some in family
Last week.
last.
Very good. One more. Yes, I talked to
Yes,
somebody
I
in
talked to
my
some
family last week.
in my family last week.
Very good. Did you call anybody in your mobile phone yesterday? Did you call anybody on your mobile phone yesterday? Yes or no? I
Yes,
called somebody
I
on
called
my
some
mobile phone
my
yesterday.
mobile phone yesterday.
Did you want to come to school today? Did you want to come to school today? Yes or no? I
Yes,
wanted to come
I wanted
to
to
school
come
today.
to school today.
Weged, can you see any trees from where you're sitting? Can you see any trees from where you're sitting? Yes or no? I
Yes,
can see
I can
some trees
see
from
some
where
trees
I'm sitting.
from where I'm sitting.
Very good. Do you live on a farm? Do you live on a farm? Yes or no?
No,
I don't live
I
on
don't
a farm.
live on the farm.
What's the plural of sheep? What's the plural of sheep? The plural of sheep is sheep.
The plural of sheep is sheep.
Very good. Name some animals we can see on a farm. Name some animals we can see on a farm, please. On a farm, we
On
can
the
see
farm, we
pigs,
can see pigs,
cows, sheep,
cows,
chickens,
sheep,
and horses.
chickens, and horses.
Very good. Okay, next. Is there peace between all the countries of the world at the moment? Is there peace between all the countries of the world at the moment? No, there isn't
No,
peace
there
between
isn't
all
peace
the countries
between
of
all
the
the
world
countries
at the moment.
of the world of the moment.
At the moment.
At the moment,
Very good. Can we measure exactly the quantity of water in the sea? Can we measure exactly the quantity of water in the sea? No, we can't
no,
measure
we can't
exactly
measure
the
exactly
quantity of water in the
the
sea.
quantity of water in the sea.
Very good. Okay. Is it necessary to study a lot if we want to learn a subject well? Is it necessary to study a lot if we want to learn a subject well? Yes, it's necessary
Yes,
to study
it's
a lot
necessary to
if we
study a
want
lot
to learn
if we
a
want to
subject
learn
well.
our subject well.
Very good. When you have a meal in a restaurant, do you generally pay by cash or by card? When you have a meal in a restaurant, do you generally pay by cash or by card? When I have a meal in a
I have
restaurant,
been in a
I
restaurant.
generally pay by.
I generally pay by credit card
Very good. And who takes the card from you? And who takes the card from you? The waiter or waitress
card
takes the
or
card
waitress
from me.
take the card for me.
Very good. Okay, next. If you want to go from there to the station, must I go along ABC Street? If I want to go from there to the station, must I go along ABC Street? Yes. If you want to go
Yes, if we
from
want
here to the
from
station,
here
you must
to the
go along
station, must
ABC
go up
Street.
ABC Street.
Wait, which streets do you walk along when you go home? Which streets do you walk along when you go home? I walk along,
I walk
let's
along
say, ABC Street.
ABC
When
Street
I go home,
when I go home.
wait, is there a white line along the road from there to the next town? Is there a white line along the road from there to the next town? Yes, there's a white
Yes,
line.
there are there are
There's
white
a
line.
white line
There are white line.
along the road from here
The road from
to the
here
next town.
to the next town.
Very good. Which is the quickest way to the station from there? Which is the quickest way to the station from there? The quickest way to
The
the
quickest
station
way
from
to the
here
city
is to
from
go
here
along
is to the go along
ABC Street.
ABC Street.
Very good. Which is the best way to remember something very well? Which is the best way to remember something very well? The best way to
The
remember
best way
something
to
very well
remember
is
something
to
very
repeat
well
it often.
is to repeat it often.
Very good. Do you know the way from there to Tokyo by road? Do you know the way from there to Tokyo by road? Yes or no?
Yes,
I know the way from
I know
here
the way
to Tokyo
from
by
here
road.
to Tokyo by road.
Very good. What's the best way to learn a language? What's the best way to learn a language? The best way to learn
The
a
best
language
to learn
is to
language
study a lot
is to study a lot.
and repeat, repeat, and repeat,
Repeat,
repeat, and
repeat,
repeat.
repeat, repeat, and repeat.
Very good. Okay, so that's the end of our revision. Let's have new work. Okay, so let's
Yes.
start new work. Okay, repeat. How often? How
How often?
often? Very good. Okay, listen. How often means how many times. For example, how many times do you come here? I come here 5 times a week. How often do you come here? I come here 5 times a week. Or we can say, how often do we live? We only live once. Okay, so let's practice. How often do you come here? How often do you come here? I come here
I come here
how many times a week? Like
uh,
twice, thrice, once, 5 times
uh, 5 times
a week.
a week.
How often do you go to the cinema? How often do you go to the cinema? I go to the cinema
I go
about
to cinema
once a month.
about once a month.
How often do we live? How often do we live? We only live
We
once.
only live once.
Very good. How often do you text your friends? How often do you text your friends? I text my friends
I text my friends
once a day.
uh, one, once a day.
Once a day. Very good. Let's repeat. Health,
Health,
healthy,
healthy,
unhealthy,
health,
un
unhealthy,
fresh,
fresh,
chips,
chips,
salad,
salad.
salad. Very good. Okay, listen. The word health is a noun, while healthy is an adjective. The word unhealthy is the opposite of healthy. Newly picked fruits and vegetables are fresh. Chips like Lay's, potato chips, etc. are unhealthy snacks. If we put fresh fruits and vegetables together, we make a salad. Okay, let's practice. Is it good for the health to eat fresh fruits and vegetables? Is it good for the health to eat fresh fruits and vegetables? Yes, it's good
Yes,
for the health
it's good.
to eat fresh
Health
fruits
to
and
eat
vegetables.
vegetables and vegetables.
Which is healthier to have with our lunch, chips or salad? Which is healthier to have with our lunch, chips or salad? Salad is healthier
Salad
to have
is
with
uh,
our
to
lunch than
with our
chips.
lunch than chips.
Well, is it healthy to go to bed late every day? Is it healthy to go to bed late every day? No, it isn't
No,
healthy
it
to
isn't
go to
healthy
bed late
to
every
go to
day.
bed every day.
It's unhealthy to go
It's
to bed
not healthy
late every day.
to bed every day.
Very good. Next, repeat. Agree.
Agree.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word agree is a verb. When you agree with something, it means that you think it's right or correct because you agree. For example, I agree that 2 plus 2 equals 4. Disagree is the opposite of agree. For example, I don't agree that Paris is an ugly place. I disagree. Let's practice. 2 plus 2 equals 7. 2 plus 2 equals 7. Do you agree? No, I don't agree
No,
that
I don't
2 plus
agree.
2
That
equals
2
7.
plus 2
I
equals 7.
disagree.
I disagree.
Do you agree that Paris is an ugly place? Do you agree that Paris is an ugly place? No, I don't
No,
agree
I
that
don't
Paris
agree
is an
that
ugly
Paris
place.
is an ugly
I
place.
disagree.
I disagree.
Very good. Do you always agree with everything people say? Do you always agree with everything people say? No, I don't
Nor
always agree
I don't always agree
with everything people say.
with everything people say.
Sometimes I agree
That I agree,
and sometimes I disagree.
and sometimes
I
disagree.
and sometimes I disagree.
Sometimes I disagree.
Very good. Which is it right to say? I agree or I'm agree? Which is it right to say? I agree or I'm agree? It's right to say
It's
I
right to
agree.
say I agree.
Very good. Okay. Next, repeat. Add.
Add
Very good. Okay, listen. 13 plus 30 equals 43. I'm adding the numbers 13 and 30. So the word to add means to put something to something or to put things together to add. For example, we can say we put sugar to our tea or coffee. Or we can also say we add sugar to our tea and coffee. We add the letters ed to a regular verb to form its past tense. Okay, let's practice. 14 plus 80 equals 94. 14 plus 80 equals 94. What am I doing? You're adding 14
you are
and
adding
80.
40 and 80.
Is it complicated to add the numbers 15 and 30 together? Is it complicated to add the numbers 15 and 30 together? No, it isn't
No,
complicated
it
to
isn't
add the
complicated
numbers
to add
15
numbers
and 30 together.
15 and 30
It's
together.
simple.
It's simple.
Very good. What do we sometimes add to our tea and coffee? What do we sometimes add to our tea and coffee? We sometimes add
We
milk
sometimes add
and sugar
milk
to our
and sugar
tea and coffee.
to our tea and coffee.
Very good. What do we add to a regular verb to form its past tense? What do we add to a regular verb to form its past tense? We add the letters
We add
ed
as
to a
ed
regular verb
to regular
to
verbs
form its past tense.
to form its past tense.
Very good. Next, repeat. Jump.
Jump.
Very good. Okay, listen. The word jump is a verb. For example, I can't jump up and touch the ceiling because the ceiling is too high. I can't jump over the table with both my feet together. Okay, let's practice. Can you jump over this table with both your feet together? Can you jump over this table with both your feet together? No, I can't jump
Nor I
over
can't
that
jump
table
over the table
with both my feet together.
with my feet together.
Very good. Can you jump up and touch the ceiling? Can you jump up and touch the ceiling? No, I can't jump
No,
up
I can't
and
jump up
touch the ceiling.
and touch the ceiling
Why not? Why not? Because the ceiling's too high.
because ceiling too high.
Can you jump as high as a house? Oh, can you jump as high as a house? No, I can't jump
No, I can't
as
jump
high as a house.
as high as the house.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to our reading.
Yes.
Okay, very good. 203. Okay, so our reading is at stage 3, page 130. Last headword was superlative. Okay, start with headword above, below.
Okay.
130, above, below.